you, Dr. Cobus down the bottom as well, and Veronica's in the house. Welcome, welcome. So we're going to be doing day 2 of the live challenge today. We've got the YouTube here, so welcome everybody to the session. Welcome to people watching it on the replay or live on the stream. I'm just going to introduce you to the mission for this week, and hopefully there's people who are working along with us as we're doing this. So our agenda for this challenge is, first of all, to do the no post, which was yesterday around thought leadership and actually putting out a thought leadership post. Today, we're going to be talking about the like post. So this is about your business story. So what is it about you? Why should we like you? If you see what I mean. Day 3 is about trust. That's the call to the case study credibility post. And then day 4 is the call to action post. So that is what is your call to action and actually how would that work? So loads of opportunity there. And if you want to have the slides from today, we've got this. Oh, hello. Let me just make sure do that. I can put this into the chat for the slides, and then also we can stick that up into the community to be able to share afterwards. Okay, so this is the action post there. So if you want to know how to do a LinkedIn Live, please do go back and watch the recordings of day 1, and that will show. So what we're going to do is we're just going to first of all check in with everybody and just go, well, how did you get on yesterday? So let's get some feedback from the room. Let me unshare and do that. So in terms of, so Chris, you were just sharing, so just for everybody else, the live stream that you did, just tell us about what was the subject of it and how do you feel about it?
Okay, I'm very much about health and well-being, especially for people as we age. I've lived with a chronic health condition for 22 years, and I've gone from wheelchair to walking using a lifestyle mindset approach. Okay,
Fantastic.
and I've set up the scene for that. I'm really passionate about what I do. I really am passionate about what I do, Richard, and yeah, yeah. I believe that everything that's happened to me in my life, and I was quite a successful businessman until the my life came crashing down after doing those 16-hour days and God knows what else. Um, and all the stuff that I went through, and even the darkest days, I've learned from, and I don't want other people go through the same thing. So.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, real important message that you put out. So it's really nice. So did it feel good to be able to put that out onto a live stream and to be able to
Yeah,
share?
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I do. I am a bit of a showman, if you like. I do like. I don't like talking about myself, but I do because I'm talking about you. Not the collective you. It's this is not about me. This is all about you, and it's about actually changing your thinking and creating a healthier, um, clearer life, really. And we can do all the things that we want to do, and we can exist in that corporate world with a different state of thinking. You know, as long as we approach stuff in a different way, and we realize that the only thing that we have real control over is how outside things, how we accept them, and how we allow them to affect us from within. That's the only place we have control, from within out. Yeah.
So you can see how it's really nice to be able to start with a thought leadership piece, right? So
Yeah.
so if we started today as day 1, a lot of people would be thinking, "Oh, crikey, I feel weird to go live and start talking about myself." Whereas actually, it's really nice to be able to go, "Hey, here's a piece of thought leadership around actually, this is your thoughts, this is opinions, etc." Then, secondly, today we want to now start to talk about your journey, your personal story, why you know these things. Love it. Okay, great stuff. Who else did a live stream yesterday that was thought leadership based? Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, so good place to start with yesterday's. We had to put the thought leadership out. Today, what we're going to do is introduce, and the nice thing about this challenge is it's going to help you to build different assets into your business anyway. So this, what we're talking about today, could be like your about section of your website, etc. It's around your business story. And why is your business story important? Is because it's a little bit like David and Goliath. You have this ability to use that tiny, tiny pebble that is story, that is you, that unique message that no one else can have. It's you, and you can take on the big boys in your industry, and you penetrate this market, this hard to get into clients with that story, with that relationship, with that personal journey, which is why we always talk about using your LinkedIn profile to be able to share stuff on social, because your profile is the thing that is unique. It's you. And by being more authentically you, then you're going to be able to share that far and wide. So that's why we want to do it. We want to be David and you want to take on Goliath. And so I'm going to share a brand story. And the reason why I share this story is that I just feel it's nicely written in a way that we can break it down and then use the learning to be able to give to you as a template. So let me just show you Brewdog's story here. Brewdog is a beer manufacturer. Many of you would have heard about it. But the nice thing about this brand is it's gone really rapidly growing. But it started as a small UK business, just like us lot. So I just want to use that as a good example. So Martin and I, this is James in brackets, were bored of the industrially brewed lagers and stuffy ales that dominated the UK beer market, right? So I'll read this out just because it's be good for the recording and for us to work it through. But then I'm going to show you the sections, and they're very important, right? So we decided the best way to go and fix this undesirable predicament was to brew our own. Consequently, in April 2007, Brewdog was born. So it's relatively young, this brand, right? Both only 24 at the time. We leased a building in Frasenburg, got some scary loans and spent our money on stainless steel and started making some hardcore craft beers. You can see the personality starting to come out on the journey here, right? We brewed tiny batches, filled bottles by hand, and sold our beers at local markets and out the back of our beat up old van. So the language is just painting this lovely picture. Our biggest mission when we set up Brewdog was to make other people as passionate about great craft beer as we are. And that's still our biggest mission today. And they really have actually revolutionized this. It's quite funny me saying this because I'm teetotal. But a few years ago, I really did like Brewdog. So let me just break this down, right? So there's 4 key sections in this story, and that is a beautiful piece of text for their website. I'd love you all to have a very similar text to this, which is why I shared those slides, because you can take and extract all this as you go. So first of all, they encountered the problem, right? The problem was the industrially brewed lagers and stuffy ales are boring, right? Boring. So language is great. They have a spark of insight, so their aha moments, which is, what if we could fix the problem, right? So, hey, maybe we can solve for some. 3, they start their own brewery. This is the solution, brewing in tiny batches. So you can see that's how they solve the problem. And then their mission is that they want to make more people passionate about craft beers. Really nice. Problem, right? Aha moment, solution, bigger picture. Really, really easy, really nice. We should all be able to do this, particularly with ChatGPT now. Like, you should be able to throw your story into this. So we want to, first of all, define the core 4 moments of your business story. What problem do you solve? What insight sparked and started the pivoting for your business? What are you doing now to fix it? What's your mission, right? So if I was to think about my business, I'd be talking about the problem that I solve is that we see so many people buy coaching programs and they go and sign up, pay big money to big US personalities and brands or business coaches in the UK, and they join their programs and they just spend their whole time talking about doing this whole marketing and growing their business stuff. But then they realize that they've got to actually do the stuff and they don't have time because they were busy anyway, right? So our spark of insight was, well, what if we could actually coach people and do the stuff for them at the same time? And now we've launched the $1 Million Sprint that not only shows people how to scale rapidly, but we also give someone a VA that works 4 hours a day, 5 days a week for them to do the stuff. Plus that VA is backed up by a tech team and a design team to be able to make the quality A plus. And so our mission is to help small business owners be able to scale to $1 million in revenue and beyond. And we want to help to impact as many of them as possible, right? So you can see how it's easy for me to just rattle that off the top of my tongue because I've got that broken down into those 4 sections. Really want you to do this. In fact, I'm going to copy and paste just these 4 moments into the chat. So if you want to extract that right now and stick it into a Word document, why not? Okay. And then once you've answered those on the Word document, spit it into ChatGPT and then copy and paste the Brewdog story. Say, hey, I'd love to be able to create this type of story, but similar in this way. And then bam, you're going to have this. It's going to be beautiful, right? So select those 4 moments, decide which details help to bring your story to life, and then skip anything that's irrelevant to people understanding the plot. Why do I say that? I scaled a boiler servicing business. And yes, we scaled that from being in receivership to 7 vans on the road and over $1 million in revenue. So in theory, it's kind of helps with a bit of my story because I scaled a completely random business to $1 million and sold it on top of the other business that I did. But it's not relevant. It's a distraction to the clear mission, which is around sales and marketing and business coaching, etc., which is the other business that we were scaled to $1 million in revenue. So I just don't talk about it. I allow it to seed into some case study or some examples later down the line, but I don't put that bit of my history in the way of this story because it just gets in the way, right? And so you want to strip out anything that's not relevant, keep it really nice and clean, and focus on it. So you're going to have a beautiful business story for your website by doing this. Great. And then you can use that for your about section, your LinkedIn profile. Great. But most importantly, you're going to jump onto StreamYard and just say, when you do the StreamYard piece, go, hey guys, I just want to take a moment because a lot of people have asked me, actually, why do I do what I do? Why am I passionate about what I do? And I thought it was about time for me to share the story of my business. So let me tell you these things. Now, what I would say is write it all out in full so you know what you kind of want to say, but then take that, screw it up, and throw it off your desk. Because when you go and do this, just have the 4 headlines. What's the problem? What was the aha moment? What's the solution? What's your mission? Just almost have that on like a sticky note just off to the side of your camera when you're doing it on your screen. And so that will just help you to go and just remember those 4 bits, because you don't, once you've written something out word for word, it will be in your subconscious. But you also then need to relieve yourself of the parameters of getting every word right and just tell that story. And also on a live, you have the gift of being able to expand. So just feel, because remember, this is a 3-4 minute live, doesn't have to be too long. Just expand out on that. Don't restrain yourself. Just expand out and put it out there, and it'll be nice. It's a nice bit of content, and you can also put the text that you've written out as the description and the accompanying post for this live as well, so people can read it and it can work it through. So I feel like this is really worth the sort of half an hour, 45 minutes of energy to get this done today, guys, because it will pay off dividends, not just today, but in the future. So that's all I got to say about that. So why don't I just open it up for questions, and happy to help. If you feel that you've got a grasp of this now, go forth and multiply, guys, and jump in. If you want to have those slides one more time, just in case you've missed it, I will put that into the chat, and we'll also link that up at the top. And again, we'll tag, and Flora, could you just make sure we put a day 2 share your live stream, and we tag that to the top so people can then share their live stream within the LinkedIn group, and we can then start to see the wonderful live streams that go into them. Fabulous. And also on that day 2 share your live stream, can we have the link to the recording and also the swipe file as well, please, for it? Thank you. Sue, over to you.
Very quick question. What's happening tomorrow morning? Because at 9 o'clock we've got our regular meeting.
Yes, so the regular meeting becomes day 3.
Okay.
And then, because it's the normal LinkedIn for breakfast, it's the same link, usual. So this is the link we always use. And we will catch people up, because you'll probably have a few more people that come in because they're used to the Wednesday being there. So at the start, I will be catching people up on how to do a live stream very quickly, but I won't linger on it. And then we'll be still setting hey, let's do a case study, and also diverting people back to day 1 and day 2 if they've missed it. So it's a good time to catch people up. And actually, what I will be saying, unfortunately, guys, because I just checked my diary, I'm actually going to be in the air at 9 o'clock on Thursday. So I'm flying to Dubai for a business meeting. So I can't actually do Thursday's one at 9 o'clock, but we will have it recorded, ready to go for you to be able to actually be able to do day 4. So we will deliver day 4. We will have it ready for you guys to be able to have. But unfortunately, due to bad planning on my part, so I do apologize, I won't be able to do this one on Thursday live, but you will definitely have the content live for it.
But no interaction?
Unfortunately not.
Right, okay.
So just on that occasion, so I do apologize. But you will still be able to get that done, and we'll still have the link to share the replay and all that sort of stuff. So do still loop back and do the action, because it's about the call to action Thursday, which is a good one to go on.
So actually, sorry, Richard, but so actually we don't need to attend at 9 o'clock, because I do have another Zoom. It's a recording anyway. So
yes,
yeah,
at 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. David, over to you, sir.
Yes, hi Richard, great stuff. I'm actually doing mine. I was hoping to do it before your session this morning, but anyway, I've got it scheduled for a little bit later, so I'll be doing it a bit later. But the question I have, well, the thing I want to just note to you, I went onto your link on LinkedIn for breakfast, and I tried to click on there, and it asked me to put in my details, which I did. And I couldn't actually find the link to actually come onto the session. So eventually what I did was I cheated, and I went back to a previous Zoom link that I had of yours, and that's how I got in. So I'm sure there are quite a number of people who might have tried to get on today.
Yeah, I found it difficult too.
Yeah, so maybe just check how you're actually doing your processing of your links, because I had difficulty in getting in, and if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be here now.
Yeah, I had trouble too, Richard.
Yeah, I think it's one thing that we're reviewing with the team. This challenge, which is normally 40, 50 people, we're unusually light this week, and so there's some internal investigations going on, and I think that you might have found the issue. I think there was a problem with the email autoresponder potentially. We had a bit of a problem with the new changes with the promotion tabs, when you get kind of everything's being filtered into promotions as opposed to the main feed, particularly in Google. So we're just working through a few bits to tweak that with the sending domain. But such is life when Google does updates, and suddenly you then being put into spam filters, and then you have to do more verification, and then you're out of spam filters, and it will be fine again. But yeah, well, the ever-changing world of marketing, hey. Thank you, though, David. Further questions, guys, or happy if you guys want to just jump on and get started?
Richard, I do have another question.
Go for it, Sue.
Actually, I think everyone's going to think it's a really stupid question, but I need the answer. I didn't realize there was a difference between, on LinkedIn, a profile and a page. Because when I went onto StreamYard, it said it offered me, did I want to go to LinkedIn profile or LinkedIn page? And I'm sure it is a stupid question, but
your page is your company. So your company has a page, and then your profile is Sue Ellen. So you've got Sue Ellen, and then you've got your business name.
but I've only got one page.
So your profile is Sue. That's the person where you're getting connections, and when you're doing the live stream, you will have a company page. If you set it up. Some people haven't set it up, so therefore you might not even have that.
Oh, well, that I think I haven't. That's what I didn't. I mean, I set it up 20 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay. So you don't need to worry about it. Just focus on your profile.
Okay.
That's what I would recommend anyway. So don't even worry about the page.
Okay. Thank you, Richard.
No worries. No worries. Any final questions? Right, guys. Well, good luck, and looking forward to seeing your live.